Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use Excel to make a dot plot. Unfortunately, if you go into Insert and the graphs, a dot plot is not an option. A dot plot, recall, takes a data value and puts a dot above that number for every time that data value occurs. So the data here just represent the months that a wild bear was tagged. And so in order to make this dot plot in Excel, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to select the data, and I'm going to go over here and sort from smallest to largest. Okay. And then I can see that, for example, I have the number 4 occurs 4 times. And so that would mean in my dot plot, I want I want 4 dots above the number 4. So the way I'm going to make that happen is I'm going to create another column over here to the right, and I'm going to uh, make a value for each number 4. So since there's 4 of them, I'm going to start and I'm going to call the first one number 1, the second one number 2, the third one number 3, and the fourth one number 4. So I'll put those in here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then I do the same thing for the 5s. So starting at 1, 2, 3, 4. The 6s, there's only 1, so I'll put a 1. The 7s, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. For the 8s, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's it. So the next one is a 9. Okay. And so for the 9s, I'll do the same thing. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's a lot of these, 15, and 16. And then I'll start with the 10s also. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of those. And then we'll look at the 11s. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. All right. So, of course, this is only going to work if you have a fairly small data set, because if you have like, several hundred values, adding those will get tedious. But if you have a small data set, this will work. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and actually I'll start with the numerical values. I'm going to select the data down to here. Okay, so I have both the month, the data that I'm looking for, and the counts of each of those on this side. Okay, and now I can just use the insert and I can come over here and actually get a scatter plot. Okay, so I'm going to insert my scatter plot, and then you see I have a nice dot plot where I have 4 dots above the number 4, 4 dots above the number 5, 1 above 6, and so on. And then I can go ahead and, make some changes. So I could, for example, make the title of this Month of Tagging of Bears. Okay, so this is just some arbitrary data here um, that, I just was using to illustrate the dot plot. And so we should also be able to select the x-axis here. And if we come over here to these little bars here, we can change the values here. So I have a minimum of 0 and a maximum of 12. If I had a bunch of white space to the right, I might want to change that, but it's not too bad here, so I'll just leave it. And then here it's going, notice it's counting by 2, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm just going to change that to have it count by ones. Okay? So now we can see we have the 4, the 5, so we have all the numbers written here. And in fact, actually, let me go ahead and change the starting point to 3, just so I don't have all that white space, because it did look kind of like a lot. All right. I could similarly change the y-axis values, but I'm not going to. Okay. And I can add, which I should do for every graph, axes titles. So my title here would be month, and my title here should be frequency. Okay, so another thing, because I kind of don't like these grid marks in here. It looks a little funky. So we could actually just go here and then uncheck the grid lines so that we don't have those grid marks there. Or if we wanted to, we could, make them only for the x-axis or only for y-axis or something, but I don't like them at all. So I'm just going to take them out completely. And there we have a nice little dot plot.